Well, hello everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
Seasons Convo. How's everyone doing today?
Amazing.
It's super
Amazing.
fantastic.
It's such a blessing to be here and to be alive to see another day. We thank God for Him waking us up this morning and breathing just fresh air in our lungs. Amen. Amen.
Absolutely.
We're in episode 6. I messed up last time. I said episode 6 last time. We were episode 5. I'm always an episode ahead. But
Mm.
today is a special day because I have my sister on, Cinnamon Sugar. Give us applause. Yay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Cinnamon Sugar. How are
Thank you. Thank
you?
you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're excited to have you. You ready to have some seasoned conversation with us
I
today?
would love to have some seasoned conversation.
So you seasoned right along with us? You're not over the 50 mark yet, right?
Nope. Nope.
Okay. On the border.
I'm on the border in about a month. I'll be right at the threshold.
Okay, okay.
Right at the threshold.
Right at the threshold. Okay, okay.
Yep.
But you're going to be able to relate to some of these questions because it
I think
does. I mean,
so.
we're seasoned and we get seasoned every year as we get older. There's a season that we go through. So, love to hear all of the answers that you're going to have in your experiences as you get to that threshold where we have thrown over. You get thrown over that threshold.
Got it.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Cinnamon sugar. Why did you pick cinnamon sugar as your season? Come bringing in some fresh sugar season
Wow.
into this conversation.
Wow. A few reasons. One,
Okay.
cinnamon is the seasoning of the holiday.
Mhm.
And that whole like November, December, and even into January period of the year is the period that's marked by rest, restoration, family, connection. So the
Mhm.
cinnamon part is really sweet as a result of that. And then cinnamon smells sweet and it even
Mhm.
like tastes it isn't sweet, but it gives you the illusion that you're having something sweet.
It
But that
does.
sugar, that cinnamon
Mm.
sugar, when you mix those 2 and you have the aroma, the scent of cinnamon, but also the sweetness of sugar. Look, my
Mhm.
mouth is watering thinking about Auntie Anne's cinnamon sugar pretzels. Let me tell you something.
Oh
Mm,
yeah. Love some Auntie Anne
delicioso.
cinnamon sugar.
So that's where that came from.
I think about French
Nice.
toast. What do you
Hmm.
what do you think about with cinnamon sugar, Paprika?
Like cinnamon sugar donuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost like Auntie Annie. That
Yeah.
gives that same flavor, I think, a little bit, but something
Mhm.
Yeah.
donut based, of course.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you here. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We have some nice conversation that we're going to have about our topic for episode 6
Hmm.
is seasoned life challenges. Some of the challenges that we have when we become seasoned. I know there are so many things that we can talk about, and some things we can repeat because they continuously become a part of our lives as we get older. But we're gonna just tap into a little bit of some
Hmm.
of those challenges. So to start off, of course, our categories is on a serious note. Why did we or why do we? So I'm going to start off with the first question. And the first question is on a serious note, what are some of our challenges in our mid 50s? And that's for Paprika and I. But then what are some of your challenges, Cinnamon Sugar, as you approach the threshold of almost being 50? So I'll turn it over. Would you like to take that one on first, Cinnamon Sugar?
Yeah, there are lots of challenges in approaching 50 that have kind of been underway really since about 45. I think the greatest challenge right now, and you all have talked about it on earlier shows, is the shift in raising adult children and understanding who I am
Mm-hmm.
as a woman as I shift out of the role of being, the parent who takes care of all the things.
Mm-hmm.
how they're doing, where they're going. And my relationship with my husband, maritally, I'm shifting as well, right? Like, so we were like partners in crime, trying to keep the
Mhm.
kids alive, make
I mean,
sure that everybody had what they needed. And now, who we are as a married couple is shifting as well. So I think um, it's a challenge in that it's a change in time, and whenever you're shifting and your identity is changing,
Mhm.
that's not always just the easiest thing to figure out. So yeah, that's probably the one of the biggest challenges that we're I'm facing. And
Right, as you reach, yes, because when you reach, it's when you, what I found is when you before you get to that point, you know those things are coming, but then after you pass over and you get past that point, it's just, it's like becomes so real, like, oh my gosh, I have all these things that, number one, you don't have like you used to, because you do have grown adult children, and then you do become an empty nester, that you have to figure out how your relationship is going to continue after all of those things that you all did all that time is not there anymore, because everybody's gone on and lived their life. So yeah, those are some good ones, some good
yes,
ones.
those are good.
What about you, Paprika?
Oh boy, I tell you. So, as when we're in our 25s, when our 20s and like we're 25, 30, life changes. You try to figure yourself out then. So you get to 30, you're still trying to figure yourself out. So now at 55, over 50, still trying to figure things out.
Mm,
Like
yeah,
in which, in instances like, trying to figure out, our bodies, um, our mental health, you know, those type of things. Retirement, what are we, what's gonna happen? Those are
what's it
type of
gonna
things.
look like? What's that gonna
Yes.
look
What
like
is
when
it
we
gonna
get
look
there?
like?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because we're close. I mean, we should be having those conversations about that at this moment.
Boy, oh boy, do we have those conversations. We have been having, I can't stay away from those conversations because I think it's not, I don't want to say fear, because I want to, my faith is bigger than my fear. I want to
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
that, but at the same token, you do have that sense of anxiousness of not knowing
Yeah.
what's going to happen and how things are going to form during those times, because those
Hmm.
are big milestones in our
Yeah.
lives. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
those are good. Those are good.
Mhm.
I mean, for me, my challenges have been with, I think you touched on it, um, as far as our health, health wise, mental stability, and how, just not overthinking everything, because the older we get, I feel like it becomes like this thing where we're in this last stretch of life, and we don't know what's going to happen, and we want it to be right, and we want to do all the right things, and however it kind of takes us away from just living and loving life.
Mhm.
So that becomes a challenge. I'll move right along, chuck along on this train. So Paprika,
Chugga chugga choo choo.
chugga chugga,
All
what
right.
you got
So,
for us today?
all right. Why do we have a hard time getting dressed to
Mm.
go places?
OM to the GG.
Well, first of all, I don't want to go. That's the first thing. I don't I don't want to go.
Say that
I
one
think
more time. Say it loud. I can't hear you. Say it loud and proud, because I hear you.
I don't want to go. So yeah, that's a problem. One of the reasons why I don't want to get dressed to go anywhere. And then the other thing is just it seems like it takes more effort now to put clothes on. One, because of, like I said, when we're in our younger years, we can just throw on whatever because the body was different. And you know what I'm saying? Now it's not the same because you don't know whether you should dress your age or dress like you're 35, 40, and I'm going for the 40, but my body is not 40 body, it's 55 body.
Mhm.
So I gotta cover up. I gotta cover up on it.
Hmm.
I don't want to wear a cover.
You don't have to, but you
Oh,
feel better. You feel better with the cover up, though, right?
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it makes you
yeah.
feel better, though. But yeah,
I no, not really, but yeah. I
But do
just
you Do you cover up? Do you wear a cover up when you do? Because there's certain parts of you that you're like, y'all aren't getting
Absolutely.
that. Or is it, I'm older, I shouldn't have that showing. It's nothing
No,
wrong with it. I
it's
just
not
shouldn't
that.
have it. Okay.
No, it's not the
No,
latter.
because
Okay.
remember the
It's not.
episode we talked about, she would wear her midlife crisis was the booty shorts.
Oh,
So
yeah,
no, it's
absolutely.
not about.
Yeah. If I didn't have these extra rolls on my back, no cover up would be,
She wouldn't wear them.
I
She
got
would have a crop top.
yes.
I know, yes. But see, for me, it's just the opposite. See, I would be like, I'm to that point where putting on clothes is difficult because to your point, cinnamon sugar, I'm like, I don't know if I'm old enough to wear that at this age. I'm like, is that appropriate? Should I wear some tight jeans with a crop top? And I can wear them.
Mhm.
But body wise, I can't, like, I'll never wear shorts again. That's one thing. I wear shorts at home, but I won't wear shorts like that are not below my or at my knee. I won't wear them out because of the way my body's changed at this
Mhm.
age.
Mhm.
But let me ask you, so if you were so like,
Mm.
yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm not wearing shorts that are,
But if
however,
my body was different, now don't get me wrong, I would wear them, but I wouldn't wear anything that when I bent over, my booty cheek would come out.
no, not those. Yeah, not
I wouldn't
those.
wear those. I wouldn't wear
Yeah.
anything like that. But
Mid
because
thigh.
of, yeah, because cellulite is having its time right now in certain areas because, of where we are in our life. It's like some of those things I'm like, I just don't want, I don't feel comfortable
Yeah.
wearing things that show them. And then
Mhm.
trying to figure out what to put on. I don't care how many pieces of clothes I have in my closet. Either it's too hot, it doesn't look right like it did when it did 2 years ago
You
Right.
bought it.
because body changes
Mhm.
and it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. So it's like, do you go buy a new wardrobe because you've changed your things you like in your style? Or do you continue to try to piece together what you got in your closet, what you have in your closet and suck
Boring.
it up? I don't know, but that's my problem I have. Because when I
Mhm.
come home, I can outside and yesterday cleaning up, getting ready for the summer cookout
Mhm.
this weekend. I was in I was in some nice legging shorts that was halfway up my leg, that not to my knees, but showing my little legs that I just talked about not showing, and my bikini top. But you know why? Because I'm at home and ain't nobody out here but me.
Ow.
Okay, bikini.
I know, with the bikers. Come
So,
on.
Yes, with the bikers. That's exactly what. But I'll wear stuff like that when it's just me and Joe here. But I won't do that if anybody else was here. I'd be so subconscious. So
mhm.
it's difficult though. I
Mhm.
think I don't want, it's one of those things. And this is probably us thinking when we were younger and you go somewhere and you see what someone wears and they're older and you're like, gosh, would I wear that when I'm that age? You know what I'm saying? And you don't, you tend to think, you're not supposed to, but you tend to think, what is somebody else saying about me wearing that? I don't
If
know.
you got a bad body,
I heard
if
this
you get
woman,
bad,
I
like a bad
follow
is a good.
Let's say, let
Sorry.
me pop out and show you. Let me pop out and show someone.
I
Yeah.
follow these thrifters on Instagram.
Mhm.
What? You gotta
And they're
share.
not,
Yes,
I have to look
please.
them up and tell you who they are. But I found their names by talking to other women who do this because this is not my gift. Like my gift is not like going into Goodwill or even somewhere like Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshalls and being like, oh, this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
Watch what I do with this. Throw these red beads, these sandals, watch what I do. That's not my gift. I have friends who are gifted at that. That's not my thing. But I like it when you show me already the pieces. This is
Yeah.
gonna you could put my shorts on the same hanger as my shirt, like we used to do the kids back in the day.
Yes.
You can tell me a two-piece. I'd be
Yes.
thankful. But I follow these thrifters because A, things are expensive,
Yes.
and I'm trying to learn how to repurpose what I
Mhm.
have if there's a way to do it.
Yes.
If to your point, Tasha, if I've grown out of a certain, like, yeah,
Style.
I wore that, 10 years ago. I loved it
Right.
10 years ago, and actually I still love it. I just don't love it for me now. For whatever reason.
Right,
It might be
right,
the
right.
body shape, it might be the material, I don't know. But and so I follow these thrifters to try and see if there are ways to rework whatever I have. And one of
Mm.
them, older woman, she says her age, I don't remember, but she's platinum hair. Um,
Ooh, I know that's
and
beautiful.
she's a beautiful woman. And she is like, if you love it and it feels good on you, then you wear it. And I don't care. She's over 60. She might be 70. And she's like, I don't care. It doesn't matter what other people think. You
Right,
get to a stage in your life where you're like, this feels good on me. And so I look good in it
right, right, right.
out and I can sell it to anybody that I walk by. So I think that's an interesting point given what we have said today. Like, right, our bodies are going to change. They're not going to stay the same. That's just life. And
Mm-hmm.
so, being in bondage, I like biker shorts. My bikers I have them on right now. They are so comfortable.
Comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They allow me lots and lots of flexibility. It's
Right.
not a lot of material, so I'm not hot,
Not
right? At a
that.
season where I'm 5,000 degrees
That part.
80% of the time.
It's
So
getting
I'm
hot
like,
in here.
you
It's
know what I'm
getting
saying?
hot in here.
And I took off all my clothes and
There
I
you go.
am
That's what I'm
still
talking
so
about.
hot. I need to take the rest off
Off. I
of.
love it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it just so I think there's something to what you all have brought up already about the way we see ourselves and our ideas of how we should look, which are rooted in where we came
Came
from,
from.
not where we're going. So we
Right.
don't give ourselves permission to be new people with new bodies that,
Mm-hmm.
work different things in different ways. So there's that. For me, I have always had a hard time getting dressed to go out.
Yeah.
Always. I've always been that person who's like, what we wearing? Or, like that's always been me. Always been her. And I have girlfriends who are the same way. Call each other like, girl, what you wearing? What you wearing? Kind of figure that thing out. Even when I was such that I could wear whatever I wanted and it was going to look good regardless, I like to be I didn't like to be standoutish. Like if all of y'all are doing this and I come in with this,
Right.
I
Right.
didn't like being like the one who stood out. I like to kind of
Right.
blend into the background. And I think that is why it's been hard. And so a shift for me is giving myself permission not to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and encouraging, like, so thinking about where am I going? How do I want to like how do I feel right now? How
Mm-hmm.
do I want to show up? And then the way I show up is the way I show up. And
Right.
being good because that's what I chose. And so if I show up and I have on a sundress and strappy sandals and everybody else has on sneakers and leggings and t-shirts, not feeling like, dang, I am overdressed, but being like, oh, that's how y'all were feeling for this. This is how I was feeling for it. And we just all have a good time doing whatever it is we were going to do. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm striving for. But it still is a challenge. And I think it's because of, in my mind, who I believe myself to be.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what is everybody else gonna say? Like those things, big
Yeah,
battle
that
with each other.
part.
So,
Yes. Just like I'm struggling and I'm wearing what I'm wearing to Chris Brown. If Chris Brown comes back. But what am I wearing to Chris Brown? I'm like, I don't want to be the
put your
grandma.
crop top on.
I- That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna wear my
Does it make you
crop
feel
top.
good? Do you feel good in it?
I feel fine. It depends on where I'm going. It shouldn't even matter. To your point, cinnamon sugar. If you feel good, you should wear whatever you feel good to wear, right? Right. But if I know it's an event that other women are gonna wear those that style or those things, then I'm okay. I'm okay because I'm
Yeah.
like I'm in like Flynn. I'm not gonna be an outcast where people are gonna be like, what she got on? Where she think she was going? But this was good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna move on another serious note question. Now
Mm-hmm.
that we seasoned in this life of the challenges that we have, would you say that we spend more money now or less money now? I'll say for me, I spend less money. couple reasons is because the kids are grown. Another reason is because they're not in need of any additional help as they were previously.
Mhm.
Another reason is because I just recently went through, I was telling you both, well, Cinnamon Sugar went through it with us, but Joe and I
Mhm.
went through the financial fast
Mhm.
with the book called A 21-Day Financial Fast. And Cinnamon Sugar, what was her name?
Michelle Singletary.
Michelle Singletary, which recommend that for anyone, any of our listeners and subscribers. If you want to know where your money's going, you want to know how some good tips on how to biblically put your money into scripture and how you use your money, that's a good way to do it. But I think that book also made me pay more attention to things of what I'm buying and what I don't need to buy.
Mhm.
Before we just buy because we can, because we have the money, I want it, I can get it, and I don't care. But then I realized how much stuff I have sitting around that I've done that
Mhm.
with, and I don't need it, and how
Mhm.
much money I waste. Thinking about retirement and where we won't have that same pot of money to do that with. I want to train myself in being more disciplined in what I buy and why I buy, and if I need what I'm buying.
Mhm.
And it's okay, of course, if we're gonna, now, one thing I am gonna spend money on is a trip, you
Mhm.
know, because I feel like that's my,
Mhm.
that is my enjoy my life thing. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go on a trip, I'm going to spend money
Mhm.
on a trip.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking more materialistic things that I get that I don't need.
Mhm.
And then also sometimes when we go out to eat, we just don't want to cook, which goes in line to I think later discussion we're gonna have. But
Mhm.
and just those are my thing. I think I spend less, we spend less. Oh well, let me correct that. I spend less, he don't spend less, he spend more. So I think that comes with the whole thing of, you know, when you have it and you know it's there, you're so used to, you know, just spending when you know you want something, just getting it. But we're both learning that discipline. And it's gonna take some time as we continue to grow and before we retire. But that's
Mhm.
me. So what about you all? Who want to go next?
I'll go. I think I spend a little more now. Only because
Hmm.
I think I spend a lot on the grandkids. I
Money,
spend,
money, money, money.
yeah, I spend a lot. And then we're doing, like, like you said, trips. We're doing bigger things now. You know what I'm saying? We're doing bigger trips and things like that. So, I think it's not, if we spend money, that's probably the biggest thing. It's not, I don't buy clothes like I used to. I definitely don't buy shoes like I used to.
Mhm.
Because, not out the house, but it's all about comfort. Now, I will buy me some cute, if they like, I just bought some cute, flip-flop Crocs. Oh my God, they are gold. Like, they're not the Crocs that you put like the regular Crocs.
Mhm.
They have a toe out, super cute. Now I'll spend some money on those. Like, if it's comfort, you got me.
Mhm.
Like, we talked about our Birks. Yeah.
Love a bird.
Burks.
Oh my
Love my
God. Yeah.
Burks.
I'm gonna buy those. Yeah. Anything that's comfortable like that, I'm buying them. And you're right. Exactly. And yeah, definitely buying, but like, I mean, like I said, I think I spend a little more money on the grandkids because I like, especially around Christmas time.
Really?
Mhm.
I do. Yeah, I do. I spend a lot. I do. It's overkill.
I think
It's,
you're there. Yeah, well, I think mine's because they're still younger. You know, we're not at that big
yeah.
ticket dollar items yet
Yeah.
that they request. So yeah.
And I have a hard time, like, they send the list and I have a hard time just picking off the list.
Get
You know,
Ooh,
I
you
get,
get
yeah,
it all.
I
Okay.
try to get them all.
How many
Yeah.
grandbabies?
Oh,
Paprika?
a lot.
Okay.
I have
And
9.
you get it all. I was like, oh,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
as the older, like the boys, of course they like want cell phones and stuff like that, little stuff like that. But, like the girls and the younger ones, uh, um, the girls always have cute little stuff.
They do. And you can buy so many things
Oh
for
my God.
girls. Oh
It's
my
hard to like check.
gosh.
It's hard to like pick off the
It's hard to
list.
stop with the
Yeah.
girls.
And even if it's like Sheen stuff, and they love like Sheen, it's still a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, that's $200.
Oh, let me tell you,
Mhm.
I bought Jeannie Beanie some stuff from Shein, and they
Mhm.
told me that the parents didn't think that they was gonna fit right because the style. I was like, y'all too expensive because
Them kids love
they
that's they love
they
it.
love the kids don't know, it's like as
Those
long as it fit. And I mean, if I get 10 outfits and she get 5 out of the 10 outfits, we made a deal. We good
yeah, but yeah,
compared to what we would have spent.
those girls love Sheen. They have some cute preteen stuff, but like I said, even though they might put it ends up coming like $200 for this is just one, and because they had so much stuff on it, you know what I'm saying? So the
They
little
done
one,
put so
Mhm.
Paprika, did they send you your they sent you the cart?
They sent my seat. Yeah, they sent the card.
They
That's
sent the
exactly what they
cart.
did.
I love that.
That is too cute.
You got to
That is
think about it.
exactly
Here
what
it
they
is, sizes,
did.
colors, everything
Yep,
right here.
exactly. And
Yes.
that's I like that. That way, because I tell them, I'm like, tell me what you want, because it's not, I don't want to be a guessing game.
Mm,
Because when you guess, they're not gonna wear it, because they're
no,
so picky at the ages that, they're preteens
they
now.
are.
So they're so
That's
picky.
right. You have preteens and you
So,
have one almost about to graduate.
yep. And so I tell them, I'm like, hey, send me exactly what you want, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So it won't be any questions. I ain't got time for guessing. And I ain't got
Mhm.
time to spend on money on something that I know you're not gonna wear.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I know
But
that's
yeah,
right.
I think I spend, yeah. Probably need to cut back on that.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Well,
I
you
know I
you
spend
you work
more.
it out.
You spend more cinnamon
I
sugar.
spend more. I make more.
Yeah, we
Like
make, yeah.
Biggie.
Yep, more money, more
Like
problem.
more money, more problem.
Well, I
Now
That is
that's
make
that
more I
biggie.
spend,
was
baby. Yeah, that was Biggie. He didn't say this, but Biggie inspired this. The more I make, the more I spend.
yeah,
Um,
Yes,
but
yes.
that is so facts.
here's the thing. I spend for convenience. So I find that I will spend now for convenience what I just would power through to save
Mm-hmm.
the money. So like I don't right now because I've cut some of this back since the fast, but like
Mm-hmm.
y'all know I have two four-legged babies that took the place of my two-legged children that are not here anymore. But my four-legged children, they the groomer comes to my door,
Ah,
grooms out front of the house. Like
ah.
they I don't drive anywhere to take them to get groomed because I don't like them having to wait in somebody's crate for grooming.
Yeah.
Get
They
it.
I do not clean up. Like at one point I was paying somebody to come and like just clean the backyard once a week, pick the poop up
Mm.
once a week.
Oh,
Um
you talking about dog stuff. Oh, I'm
Yes,
talking
it's
about
on
house
it's
that's
cleaning.
her.
when
That's
time to
her. That's her next.
get
That's
Oh,
her
that
those
next
is.
set of kids.
Oh,
get those
wow.
in the backyard. They were doing that. What else
Mhm.
was I paying for them? But those are like those are convenience things. That's like you can I won't name all the things, but
Mhm.
I had an unhealthy amount of
Yeah.
convenience. I had like the meal thing where things were coming to the door and all. I mean, I
Mhm.
still had to cook it, but like they had already planned that part out, right?
Mhm.
Like it was ridiculous. So I don't do any of that anymore. That no one cleans up in the backyard. Although Eric does, like before he cuts the grass, he'll make a loop. And he'll
Mhm.
he'll be like, I guess I'm the poop guy now, you know. But I was like, don't it'll just disintegrate, right? It'll just go into the it'll
Going to
become
be a
one
part
with
of
the
the
straw.
grass. I
Like
mean, a
just
part of the ground, right?
it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it'll be fine, right? It's way
It
away from
smells
us.
awful in
Whatever.
the
Yeah.
summertime.
So
No, no,
we don't
no,
do it.
no.
My husband's like, no, we will not be doing that. Although he
Mm-mm.
did say he was the one that was like, we're not doing this anymore. Because he watched them do what they did and he was like, no, goodbye. We gonna
Yeah.
keep that. We're
He's
gonna
like,
keep
I'm
that.
not paying you to do that when I no,
So
yes,
it's convenience. It's
it
convenience. I
is.
feel like
Yeah.
I make it. And if I choose to not, have the house cleaned every couple of weeks,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna have the house cleaned. Can I?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm healthy, I can, but I'm still gonna do it.
You know what? My doctor told me that if you, I told, because I felt guilty. I was like, I feel bad that I have to get somebody to come clean my house. And she was like, what would you rather do? Clean your house or enjoy your family or enjoy your time?
I don't
I
feel
was
bad.
like,
I'm sorry.
I was like, great. That's a great point. Cause like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, that's an expense that yeah,
You're buying your
I don't
time.
think that's
I don't,
that's
I don't mind.
You're
yeah.
buying time back.
Oh, goodness gracious. I always feel some kind of way when I talk about this one. But why I know once we got over the 50-year mark when the
Mhm.
kids left and they established their own family, we don't cook as often, or we don't even like to cook anymore. Not that we can't cook, don't get it twisted. I'm burning pans. I can put some pans and burn some stuff up. But we don't like to cook any longer. Why is that? Or for cinnamon sugar, do you like to cook still? And you haven't got to that point where you don't like to cook or don't cook. So I'm curious. Where are we at with that? Where are we at with cooking?
I like to cook because I like to eat. And I like to eat what I cook. Like I like my food. So I cook, but I don't like being the person who's responsible for cooking for everybody. And sometimes I get frustrated or burnt out around that, around the responsible. So to be clear, I'm not about to make steak for just me, right? Like if I wanted steak and potatoes, I'm not trifling. I'm not gonna go in the kitchen and make one
Right,
steak and one
Mhm.
potato and be like, I don't know what the rest of y'all are gonna do, right? So
right,
if I cook, I always cook enough for other people to eat because I like to, the other thing I like is to see people enjoy something that I did with my hand.
right, right,
So I like cooking for those reasons. But I also I don't have to eat like a meal every day. Like, no, I do have to eat because at this age, you have to eat. You have to eat
right,
enough. And if you don't eat enough, then you get fat.
right, right.
So I have to eat enough to be able to like work with my metabolism. But I I don't what I eat, like I can eat a chicken breast over some salad, like I can eat the same thing every day for 5 days,
Really?
and it's not an issue for me, especially if I'm working towards something. The folk that I live with, you're like, turkey again, like ground turkey. Wait, didn't we had no, I'm good. I'm gonna order something. So for me, the part I don't like throwing away food. So if I
Mhm.
make it and you don't eat it, and I can't eat it all, right?
Right,
I don't, that frustrates me. I also don't like to cook something thinking I'm cooking for everybody and then you don't eat the thing that I cooked.
right.
So like you might eat it there's a difference. There's the first scenario is like on Monday, it's
Mm-hmm,
Tuesday, and you're like, I ate that on Monday. I don't eat it on Tuesday. That's
mm-hmm.
one scenario. The other scenario is I cook it, you look at it, you like, I'm not feeling that. And you don't even touch it, eat anything. I don't I don't like those things. So I also don't cook in a dirty kitchen. So if life has been busy and other people have run through the kitchen and that kitchen's not clean and it's time for me to cook, I won't cook. I'll go buy myself something to eat and be like, I don't know what everybody else is gonna do. So like uh I don't like being the only person who's responsible, and that is what keeps me from cooking. Like for years and years, I did it because you got to keep your kids alive, right? And you
Right,
and your spouse are balancing it all. But now my kids can keep me alive, and my husband can get his food just like I can get my food. So it's like, so yeah, that's ours. Like I do like to cook. I like to eat. But I don't cook every day. I don't even come close to cooking every day. Maybe 3 times.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's good. That I understand. I can relate
Mhm.
though. I can relate to what you're
Mhm.
saying. Um, yeah. All right, Paprika, what about you?
I don't like to cook. Hands down, point blank, period.
That's
Period.
it.
T. I don't like it. I don't like being in the kitchen, slaving over. I just don't. This is not
Smart
my thing.
flavor.
Now, I will cook. But like Mickey and I, we eat totally like different. He's a steak, pork chop
Yeah,
type
we don't
person too.
eat none.
I don't eat none of that, and I don't cook it. And because I mean, I would cook it for him, but I don't know how he's gonna like it. Did I cook it long enough? Did I not cook? Because even now, when I cook, like today, I put some roasted some potatoes, in the air fryer. And I was like, hey, come taste this, see how it tastes,
Mhm.
For me, it's fine. But like, it's just taste buds, he has his,
Different.
if his mama ain't cooking it, it ain't good. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
Karen,
so I
baby.
just avoid the whole, the whole thing. And, like I said, I'll cook. I don't have a problem cooking, but do I like to cook? The answer is definitely no. And I was fortunate enough that my kids, I had my kids so young, and my mom would cook every single night. She's like, you and the kids coming over for food? Y'all coming to
Yes.
eat?
You
Yeah,
said
oh,
yes.
absolutely. Yeah. And then, Tosh, remember when we were having games or doing cheerleading stuff or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, where we go, we be out to eat,
Yep.
with the
Yep.
kids
We're
all the
going to
time, going
go
out to
out to
eat.
eat, take
We
them
used to go out
out.
to eat a lot.
Because it
We
was
used to go out
quick.
to
It
eat.
was easier because everything was so rushed.
Yep, it was. So but no, I'm not a fan at
Mhm.
all. But
I
I
get
will
that.
I will cook, like, if I know I got to take lunch or something like that, I'll, cook something, like maybe cook some chicken, cut it up, or, like you said, put on a salad or something for lunch the next day. But
Right.
yeah, it's pretty simple.
Wow. Well,
Pretty,
you
pretty
all
simple.
I think I'm in between the both of you in a sense because now that the kids are gone, I don't care to cook. I do get a wild hair every now and then where I was like, I want to cook a big meal, but I hate to waste food. I hate for
Yep.
it to be in there. And I'm not, to your point, Simmer Sugar, I can eat the same food every day. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. As long as it's good, I'm gonna eat it. But every now and then you have the food in there. Like I'll cook something that I think we're gonna eat all week, and then it's like, oh, I do have a taste for something different. And then I have to order out, and then that becomes a convenient thing, I think, because it's no effort into that. It's not that we got to pull things out the
Okay.
cabinet, put it all together, and figure out how we're gonna make what we're gonna make. But one thing about us is I can't cook alone, and that's not by choice. It's because someone loves to be in the kitchen as soon as I go in there. It becomes a couple cooking session. And it is yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but it's like, okay, I'm cooking, but you're cooking because you're telling me how to cook it, you know,
Oh,
in some ways, some instances it is, and others it
I
could
do
be,
too.
well, you just gonna cook that and I'm gonna cook this, and then that's okay. But ever since the kids, I mean, because we cooked for the kids so much, I cooked, for them, just dinners after dinners and, making big meals for holidays and all of that. It's just I'm tired of doing all of that. And then I don't like to cook a lot of food and it goes to waste because it's just the two of us. So
mhm.
and then because I've changed my eating habits to yours, like similar to yours, Paprika, I don't do a lot of the meat stuff anymore.
Mhm.
So I do the meat, I cook the meat for Joe, and then Joe will cook some things that supplement the things that I would, just for me to eat when he cooked. Like tonight, he cooked spaghetti and I can't cook just because of my arm, but he cooked spaghetti and he cooked a bowl of the spaghetti sauce with beef ground beef, and then another bowl with ground turkey. So he know I'm
Mhm.
not going to do the beef. So he loves to cook, and then one thing he loves to help me clean. We clean the kitchen together every night. If it's things in
Mhm.
the kitchen, I'll take the dishes out of the dishwasher, put them up. He cleans them, or vice versa. So we've
Mhm.
always been in the kitchen together. So that's always
Mhm.
been a thing with us. And I like that. But then there's times where it's like I have this thing where I just want to do it the way I want to do it. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, no, that's not how I want to cook. I don't want to put that in
Mhm.
there. I want to put that on the top of the stove. I don't want to put it in the oven. Well, you should put it
Mhm.
in the oven, so that's that time where I'm be like, okay, well, do you want to you can I can go over.
I do.
Yeah. Exit left.
Yes.
I can exit left.
Right.
Stay right. Yeah, but I
Mhm.
get it though. I do adore him wanting to help in that sense, but there's just certain ways that I've learned how to cook certain things in my life. My mom taught me and grandma taught me, and that's all I know. That's all I
Mhm.
know. I mean, yeah, but I don't like it because I don't like to waste, and I don't I can't
Yeah,
cook just for two. It's hard to cook just for two when you
it is.
it's like finding
It's hard.
only thing you can cook for
Mhm.
two easily is breakfast. Because you can either make 2 eggs or 4 eggs, or you can make, grits enough for 2 or 4, you know, 2, 4 pieces of bacon or whatever case. That's the only thing. But anything you gotta put a bunch of ingredients to is hard. And one thing I will say, I love cooking dessert. When I master a new dessert, that becomes my dessert every week until I start cooking it. So I do have times where I like to, but there most of the time
Mhm.
I don't, just because nobody's here. Now, when the kids and everybody come visit, I'll be in the kitchen all day, making sure everybody have what they want when they want it. What do you want to eat, baby? What you want, honey? What you want? You want the, okay, you don't want to eat that? What you want? And then I'll be in there making little bits of everything just for everybody to be, just because I just love that home life of everybody being in the house. So yeah, but it's different though now that you're older. It's like you just don't. It doesn't take a lot to make you happy to eat. And to your point, I like what you said, so Miss Sugar, when you said we have to eat because that's how our body's metabolism. You don't realize
Mhm.
that until you don't realize, well, why am I gaining weight? I don't hardly eat nothing. My
Mhm.
nutritionist said the same
You don't
thing.
eat enough.
Yep.
Don't eat enough. You gotta keep eating. You got protein is something you have
Yeah.
to have in your body
Mhm.
for it to burn.
Who knew?
No, didn't
Yep.
know.
That's right.
Cayenne Pepper, quick question. When you and the hubby are cleaning the kitchen
Mhm,
after you've had a lot of cleaning,
mhm.
just tell me, where do the red Solo cups go?
The red Solo cups go in the dishwasher.
Trash, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Paprika. Thank
We
you.
No,
we have been
ma'am.
doing that for a long
We
time.
can talk
And you
about
know
this
what? I
later,
will
but
Yeah,
tell
that's a
you,
topic of another day.
that is
Yes.
a whole nother topic. We almost at an
I just
hour,
wanted
I
to ask.
know.
I just wanted to
But
ask.
that
We can leave it
I
alone.
will tell you that now I don't even use Solo cups anymore. I
Okay.
have a cup that I use. I have a cup and I have a coffee cup, and then I have my water jug. Those are only
Mhm.
3 cups that we use. Very seldom we use a Solo cup anymore.
Okay.
But to your point, yes, we would watch it. And they have a whole pack, a whole Costco pack in the pantry.
317 in the pantry because you
And
just
y'all
put it
washing
in the
red
dishwasher.
Solo cups in the
So
dishwasher.
funny. Yes, we
Throw them
were
out.
watching.
Throw them
Yes.
out right
Trash.
now.
They get
Yes, please.
clean
Thanks,
just
Trump.
like them. They get clean just like the to-go boxes. Okay, the to-go boxes. Do you clean the to-go boxes?
The black ones
The
with the
black
plastic
ones.
lids.
See,
Oh yeah.
oh, so what's the difference?
That's what I give to people to take food home when they come to visit my house. But them Solo cups, I don't want to drink in that Solo cup and and because in my mind, I believe, and this is
That's
probably like
that's
perimenopause phantom smell, but I'm like, nope, I can smell the Kool-Aid that this was used for. I
no. See,
smell the
you
Yeah,
now
no.
no that don't happen. It does get watched. It does get watched, but I don't do it anymore. So I remember I'll never forget when she came over when she came to visit. She was like, "Why is these Solo cups in here?" Yeah, that was
I'm
a
throwing them in the
hilarious
trash. She's
moment.
like, no, do
I was like,
not
"No,
do
you
that.
don't. There's a
Take them
stack. They
out.
go
We
right
can
down
wash
over there in
these.
that stack right there."
Like, in the dishwasher? Oh no.
Yeah, they
Look,
stack right.
noted. Next time I go to Tasha's, if I see a
You gonna
red Solo
look, you
cup,
gonna check, you gonna check.
I'm not drinking
No,
out
I
that
don't
one.
do it. I
Go in
don't
the
do it
pantry and get it
anymore.
I'm
out
gonna
the
go in the pantry
package.
and get the real one, get a clean
I
one.
end up, you know what? But this comes with the book. I will tell you, Cinnamon Sugar. It came with the book when she said, "Go in your kitchen." Remember, she told us to go in the kitchen, pull out everything, and see what you don't use. I'm not using my cups in here. I got cups and glasses and all kinds of stuff. Why am I using plastic cups? So yeah, I've changed that whole thing now. I
Mhm.
mean, before we would do it because it was the kids around. We had the Solo cups and the paper plates. I mean, but we still use paper plates though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's never
Unless
going
I'm
away.
unless I'm cooking
I
something.
got paper plates on top of the real plates in the cabinet. So you don't touch a real plate.
No,
Unless you plan on
Yeah,
washing dishes,
unless you want to
I don't need
wash
you to
it.
touch that paper cup
That's that's
plate. We
that's
don't take
that
them
plate.
other plates out till somebody visit. And we're like,
That's
oh,
it.
let me give you a real plate. You
we
can
do it.
have
I'll do it when I make either I make soup or when I make when I make something like neck bones or something like that, I'll put those on a regular plate. But
Oh,
yeah.
Nope, we got soup bowls too. We got the
Yeah, we
beans,
do.
we got the paper
You
plates
got the paper plate soup
And
bowl.
bowls.
and the bowls. Yep.
I know that's
Man.
right. I know that's right. Well, this has been good. This has been
Yeah.
good. We almost at the hour. These have been some
Mhm.
good topics. I mean, I have some tips that you all have provided on some of the things. I look forward to trying to not make try not to make being seasoned so challenging, right? Just embracing it somehow.
Mhm.
That's what it feels like to me. It feels
That's
like embracing is what lessons.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It
lessons
is.
out of the conversations
Mhm.
is trying to figure out how to embrace it and just enjoy life because
Mhm.
I will tell you when you sit here idle, mind idle, in the
Yes.
house, you start thinking about, well, geez, this is difficult. I don't know. This is kind of hard, but
Mhm.
it's only as hard as we make it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we just gotta embrace and live and love life and go out and do the things that we love, wear the things that we love to wear, figure whatever that
Mhm.
might
Feel
be.
good, feel
Eat
good.
the
Honor.
things that we want to eat and not feel so
Yep.
bad about doing it. I want to get to that point. I don't know about you, but get to that point where it's just like I'm just living each day just to enjoy the day and not think about all of those things that we so ponder on so much.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
It
All
does.
that.
All
Does
that
it,
all that other stuff doesn't matter. It's the fact that
does it really matter what anybody says? Does it? I mean,
doesn't
Right.
matter what anybody says, and it doesn't matter what we think we should do. It should be what we want to do and how
yep.
we feel doing it. And that should be all that it matters. And that goes into a session that we're gonna have later on down the line about the
Mhm.
things that we don't care about anymore that are with season. So there are some things that we don't care about, like we did used to care about,
Mhm.
but we still getting to that point where we don't worry about or ponder on. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say worry because we don't worry about anything. I say we could be concerned about. But
Mm.
with that being said, Cinnamon Sugar, how did you feel? How did you enjoy? Did you enjoy our conversation today?
I did. I have enjoyed the conversations prior to this one that I was not like right here with, but just kind of
Mhm.
present as somebody, as like everybody else listening. And I enjoyed those. Sometimes I talk, well, all the time I talk to y'all, but you don't know that I am. I don't ever answer back. Rude. Um, but
Rude.
yeah, I've enjoyed those and I've enjoyed like being here amidst the conversation. Yeah, so it's been fun.
And
You
we
come
enjoy
back
you
and visit
being
us
here.
again.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was lots
Yes,
of fun.
please.
Yes, come back and visit us
I
again.
got my notes. I absolutely will. I got my notes so that I'm ready
You
when I cross
ready?
the
Got my
threshold.
notes.
And
It
you
is
ready to
not
go
going to.
over it. Now you don't just cross it, you get thrown over it. Like I said,
I ain't lying.
you're gonna get
I'm
thrown
ready.
over
So my
Like a
feet are
swift kick.
securely planted right now and I'm prepared for somebody to
Yeah.
push me in the back.
push you. There you go.
When
Mhm.
when that happens. But for now, yeah, these are good. These are important conversations across
Absolutely.
lines, and I think it's good. So
Well,
yeah.
good. Well, for everyone that's listening, everyone that's joined us, please remember to put your comments in the comment section, subscribe and like so that you can see when we post another episode. And also email us if you have something you want us to talk about for us to talk about on the show. We'd love to hear from you. So with that being said, Paprika, you want to see us out before I pray us out? Say all my good stuff to send us on our merry way.
I'll just say I hope everyone has a fantastic evening. This was great conversation. Can't wait to do episode 7. And Cinnamon Sugar, I hope you join us again.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it.
Because it's great.
Well, all right. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Cinnamon Sugar. I appreciate you. I love you. And to the Lord, we thank you so much for all that you've done. We thank so much for all that you're doing. And we thank you so much for all that you're going to do. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right.